Hello, everybody, and welcome to Capsule Cast. This week we have our. This week is for week 8, and I am with you, and I'm here with actually two very special people. Welcome, or at least welcome back to the cast. Our good friend, our good sir, Anthony, my co-host.
I'm back and better than ever.
Yes. And today we have a very special guest. Please welcome uh someone who may have been on before. I honestly kind of forget, but Macho, coach of
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I was like kind of like a side host for a bit. This is more than one occasion.
Don't worry. Hey, don't worry. At some point later this season we'll have an extra big cast.
Yes, sir.
That's
10
Oh, yeah.
people all at once.
Every single coach, I want them on the cast.
12-hour cast. It's
Oh,
going.
hell no, not
I
12
want
hours.
every coach to write a 10-page essay and then hop onto the cast about why they love their team and why they hate androids.
Hey, Destiny, we need 200 slides at least, all right?
Alright, so I'm gonna need to prepare that about 4 weeks in advance, please.
Let's go. Stay tuned.
And I will also be posting my retirement after that.
It's a good time. They're going out with a bang. It's good. It's good timing.
But no, in a more serious note, are we all prepared for this slobber knocker of a week? Apparently, with
Anthony
Yeah,
knows I am.
Oh, I'm hyped, boys. I'm there. Let's go. Match
alright.
one.
Well, going on to match 1, we have Kaiju and Rugrats. You may see that Gotenks is here, but not Goten. Yeah, until Goten actually appears before the Gotenks fusion, I'm not adding him to the slide. Yeah, you can complain all you want. He's not
Rip
coming.
Goten, bro.
Stand your ground. Don't let him dissuade you. Stand your ground.
That's your right as a DBZ alien. Okay.
Until I see Goten in his all rage Batara defense +2 build, he's not there.
Until I see him step on the field and do at least some points of damage before he does the Gotenks fusion, he is not coming out. But anyway, we have starting off actually Bardock with starter kit as his boost and with Kid Trunks. Bardock did a bar and a half before just apparently immediately going into the Gotenks fusion. And
Yeah.
then both just kind of just being damage sponges. Because this week we have 2 elites. Both in this match. And Kaiju getting their second elite ever on the same character as their first. With Bardock at, pretty sure, 110k. And we also have Gotenks getting his second elite of the season at... Sorry, I'm blanking real quick.
At least 100K. All right.
At just over 100k.
Yes, sir.
And to be honest, this match ended kind of close, within a 2-bar difference, because while Bardock did a lot and Nap did a lot, Slug was here and there, it was really just the Gotenks show for the most part, because
On Rugrats side, it was a lot of Gotenks. On Kaiju side, bro, shout out a big Nappa. All right, he had at least 10 of them Kappas. I swear,
At least 10.
at least 10.
I mean, with how many he was hitting on a certain character, GT Goku, it almost felt like GT Goku got the fodder reward, but he did not.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in this match. Honestly, I thought it was just Gotenks again because they look the same. And I want a big shout out to my boy, Big Boy Bardock. That's Triple B, not Lonzo Ball. Big Boy Bardock. That's his new nickname. Uh, just carrying Kaiju. You love to see it. Team leader doing all the work. Kaiju's scary, man.
They just needed this. They just needed to start their strongest character on an EL build, apparently, and then yeah, he gets elites.
Yes, sir. What do you think, Macho? Give me the ED brain analysis on this.
ED brain analysis. Well,
yes, sir.
I'll piggyback off of what Destiny said. The damage sponge was pretty real. Because think of it this way, gentlemen. Kaiju total team did 204,000 damage. That means they did more than the equivalent of an extra character's worth of damage. There's only 40,000 health a character.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at least 90% of that damage was on Gotenks, and the other 10% was on the other two characters.
Yeah, so man can take hits. Man can take hits. Yeah, there should be a damage taken stat just because Gotenks is here. I want to see the numbers.
And so I mean, to be fair, you can take damage, but you can also dish it out because guess what? Oob did like not a lot of damage this week, which is unusual for Oob because he's been one of their star players this.
All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, going around the circle for both these teams, Rugrats has had a tough year. Sorry, Tosh. It is what it is. But you're still rooted for him because you can see Rugrats experimenting very much with their team constantly, and Gotenks is scary with that tank. Aurelie finally looked alive this week, which was a difference in past weeks. So Chichi Goku has had some solid weeks, so hopefully they can bring it all together.
I just realized something. The slide's a little upside down.
It adds character.
They're all there.
It adds character.
Yeah.
Now I'm sealing the floor.
At this point, you know who's who. You know who's on which team.
You know that Rugrat Nappa, the rascal. That rascal.
Oh, Rugrat.
And then, when Aurelie turned into that kaiju monster. It was in Dr. Slump. You didn't read it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and then moving on to Kaiju. Bardock's back-to-back leagues. Bardock has done 250,000 damage in 2 weeks. In 2 matches, which is absurd. Because saying it's just 2 elites is a disservice because one of his elites was dominant and the other is a for sure elite.
Yeah, I love when Bardock's the best character on Kaiju. It's giving me 2020 vibes, and if you haven't watched, go check out 2020. Good year for androids, all right? Let me just say.
Well, that's the thing too, because before the last 2 weeks, Bardock was only averaging in the low 30,000 damage. He was like the worst on Kaiju before these last 2 weeks, and now because they were getting Slug and Oob was having some great performances for a while, but now Bardock's taken over, and it's interesting to see Kaiju how they work throughout the rest of the season.
Sadly, he wanted to work a little bit too late because remember he's just barely out of All Stars.
Oh yeah, literally the week of qualification.
Oh, true.
So, I mean, the week of he did perform really well. It's just before then he had like a cleanup week and then great one.
Well, I know all 3 of us are happy, and we're hoping to see these 2 teams thrive in the coming weeks. You ready to move on to match 2, Des? Oh, sorry.
I'm not there in my Kai. I kind of.
Oh. Well, Kais are a little different this season, right? You got, as long as you're not the bottom, you should be okay. Theoretically.
It still depends on your score, because even like three teams of a Kai could not make it, and the only team that makes it in that Kai is the bye week, because bye weeks always make it.
Yeah. Just level up, bro.
Anyway,
get them dubs.
I guess as was trying to be thrown around, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm hyped. Let's go.
All right, and you know what? I'm also hyped too because next we have Androids versus Derp, and while I love Team Derp, I think everyone kind of does at their heart, but kind of hard when you going against a team of androids that are doing really well with without 17 that well.
Yeah, you know what? I'll start. Love Derp. Love that they took 19 from us, so we don't have to use them. You know, this match started off Tao versus Salza. We can skip that part. Salza, he beat up Tao pretty good, but then Super 17 came out. That's our GOAT right there. That's our ace. He held it down like he usually does. Solid like 60, 80K performance probably.
He did 70K plus. He did the most this week actually.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's in the middle for a reason, right? He's got the shocking hell sphere. He took out Salza. He ate young what's his name again? Dodoria's ult. And he bounced back, punched him up. And then Herc and Cell came out, and Herc did some damage to Cell. But Cell woke up in his last two bars and just destroyed Herc, and we beat up Ginyu along the way. I forgot 16 came in too, I think. The specifics don't matter. What does matter is it's Super 17 season, and let me just tell you, it might be Queezin coming up soon. Just be on the lookout if you're an Androids fan.
It's almost like I've been telling you guys that Super 17 is actually a good character.
Well, Des, I agree. Yeah, I agreed with you, but we had to unlock his powers by giving him the strongest Batara in the game, Eternal Life, and it just does wonders for the guy.
Apparently you guys just gave him the strongest AI in the game called Default AI.
Default AI, yes, sir.
And also took him off Super Blue, but let's go on. We still have other people.
It's fine. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll stop being obnoxious now and I'll let the other people talk. I'm sorry.
Actually, let's you know what? Since I already talked a little bit, Macho, how about you go and give your thoughts?
Well, I think I just want to. You guys were focusing on androids. I kind of want to focus on Derp for a bit.
Yeah.
You know what? What's interesting for Derp is probably for at least Hercule, because Hercule was always a carry for such a long time. This is probably the best Hercule supporting cast Derp has had. Every single character is showing up pretty much week by week. Ginyu is the weakest character of that group with around 38,000 average damage, which isn't bad at all. That's very solid damage. They get production from pretty much everyone. But what's crazy is Herc is just not there, and you can kind of like pinpoint where it is. So listen to this. This is something interesting. So Salza has been out 1 week more than Herc, right? And he's on a defense build. He's always been on the tried and true defense build, right? And Herc is on his B2 build. Salza only has 3 less B2s fired than Herc.
Yeah, that's AI. That's crazy.
In total. It's because Herc's B2s are still solid. He has a great tracking rush, and Present Bomb is one of the most gruesome B2s in the game. But it's a 2-bar thing that does 9,000 damage if you're not careful, and it's pretty unblockable. But he's not even throwing him out, which is it's depressing to see see him go there and do B2s, because Herc is scary because of his B2s, but his melee is not there, and everyone knows that. So yeah, Derp is a team I want to see do good. They're on my Kai, but I always like the Derp runs. Derp's always a fun team. So yeah, just Herc having this unorthodox season is very interesting to see.
Now, speaking of Derp, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure every other season, Derp has they have a really bad season, and then they'll have a really good season. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure after the 1 and 14 season, didn't they go to the semis? They lost the muscle or something?
They
made it pretty far at least once.
For both both seasons after 2020, they made it to playoffs. And one of them they made it to 3rd place.
Yeah,
and in the other one they nearly also got to semis. Actually, also
They
fighting
fought
Muscle. Funny
right?
enough.
Yeah, and they were
But
the ones who won that season. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm
yeah,
mistaken.
and
Yeah.
they actually took third place over Cold one of the seasons.
Every
So
time
yeah,
Derp makes the playoffs, they do some big stuff. It's just getting there, But
I mean,
yeah.
for both those seasons, they actually had pretty decent records too. This is the first season since 2020 that their record just has not been showing the potential of their characters, because honestly, all their characters perform well, maybe except Ginyu, but that's partly because of how his position for at least most of these weeks have been, which has been that attack 2 starter character that you just throw out there hoping he does something against
Yeah.
other attack 2 starter characters and kind of gets washed. But all these characters have performed, even Bobbity, really except for Hercule, and that's been really biting them in the butt.
If I'm Derp this season, I say, you know what? Let's get weird. Let's bench Hercule for a while. Let's just see what we're doing, Because at this point, you don't have that much to lose. And if you turn your season around, that's awesome, right? But if you don't turn your season around, you have next off season to get, because everybody has a bad season, No matter how much testing you do, no matter how much preparation you give, sometimes it's just not your year,
Just like 2020 androids.
Yeah, or what was it, 2021? I don't think we made the playoffs. My heart.
Man,
Yeah.
what's it like getting playoffs?
It's overrated. You lose a divisional round every year.
Yeah, you just lose. You keep trying. No, but I was talking a lot about my team, but I really enjoyed Derp, and I do hope they turn their season around, or at the very least, find new creative builds for their characters for next off season. Because the potential for this team is super high. Like, I think they can win a bowl in the coming years for sure.
I will make a comment about Android since I laid off them. It's pretty funny how throughout it seemed like the history, the complaint was always Android 17 and Super 17 being inconsistent and overall being a nuisance on your team. But on this season, it's completely reversed. 17 is your rock. Super 17 is also your rock, and then you got 16 and Cell.
Just hanging out.
I will say 17 recently has been a little bit inconsistent. Just
He
but it's really for just let me explain. For 17, it's just more of a recent thing that I guess can be easily fixed. But Super 17 this season, since he's appeared on the field, because I don't think he even appeared the first 2 weeks, has just been that solid rock, that solid character. Literally won you guys a match by 5 health.
He's my soul right now. He's what's keeping me going through the hard times for sure. So God, it's such a love-hate with him, dude. His highs are so high. And then he just gets destroyed by something random, and it just makes you so mad.
This is his first season, at least in perfect form, I believe, without Yell.
Yes. And that is definitely hurting him. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta change. You gotta feel the pain before you can grow, and that's so. He has to grow out of EL. We can't keep having it on him.
Or 17 has to grow out of his stuff and maybe get some healing in his kit.
17?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. He can run Super 2 for the rest of his life. That's fine.
I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't talking about the Blue Star. I was talking about just maybe consider running some healing on him.
Control is perfectly balanced. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that he's dying to burst damage and can't really even heal it back.
That's fine. Let him flame out like a brilliant firework.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think we burned this match to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shall we get moving on then?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Next we have Budokai and Earth Defenders, and I'm going to be honest. I literally watched this match for the first time like 5 minutes ago. But
Good on you.
but I will admit I was impressed by the Vegeta duo, and I will say I definitely can agree with you, Macho, as you've been saying in general chat a few times, that Mid Goku is not really as good as people are claiming he's been. I think it's just really the threat of that Spirit Bomb and the fact that he can transform with KSA now that people are really thinking about him. But my god, End Vegeta and Mid Vegeta as a duo is extremely scary. And with that, I'm just going to hand it off to you. Talk away.
Thank you. Yeah, I said it in the chat, and I'll say it here. Like, Krillin lost this week, but Krillin lost when he threw out 3 of the expanding waves that do nothing, and he didn't use B1s. So the fact that he still did 40k even with him like actively throwing, I still love the guy. Krillin's my guy. So and that's what. And Vegeta's been struggling quite a bit, but Mid Vegeta, him and Krillin, they're the ones like. If you look at Mid Goku and End Vegeta and Mid Vegeta, everyone says Mid Vegeta is probably the most tame of them all. Everyone doesn't expect Mid Vegeta to go off, and of course, with all those Saiyans, no one talks about Krillin. But those are my 2 guys. They're consistent, and that's something you really can't buy in this league because consistency is such a rare thing. So I never really get like frustrated with these losses, especially since I coach Budokai too, and they always have a soft spot in my heart. Because it's just nice to have something that's consistent. Like, because I've been in so many cases where, it's frustrating to see your best character that usually does in the upper echelons of 70 do 10,000 damage one week and be like, oh, which is the epitome of basement is Mid Goku. Actually, which I will say he's been doing better this season. But in overall, his performances throughout the seasons is like bad. To put it lightly, he's just been bad.
I will say I think it's just with the whole Mid Goku thing. It's like this is the first season I think ED in general has just ever tried base form on Mid Goku. So just kind of gotta work out the kinks.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to try something new.
That's
most
completely
of the
fair.
Most of the off season was just me testing that, because it's definitely a new step.
Oh, at least before I let Anthony here talk. At least I have 2 things to say. While I do think End Vegeta has proven he's the better character in most people's eyes, at least in my opinion, I think Mid Vegeta has the better overall forms. In my opinion, the way better base form. And the Super Saiyan form is debatable. And the main reason I don't talk about Krillin, I don't like Krillin. I'm glad he's being consistent. I don't like Krillin.
Yeah, I know he makes a lot of enemies. People are like, "Why is the little man that has worse base stats than me beating me in the
it's not even because he's beating me. I just don't like Krillin as a character. Not at all.
He got the bag though. Life insurance.
Bad. All right. So,
Anyway, Anthony, let's go
I
on.
would like to say one thing about Budokai before I go on my tirade real quick. Budokai, Havoc specifically, coach of Budokai. You've proven me wrong, sir. Early Piccolo, he's viable. I like your team, buddy. So you got it. And your record proves it. So you proved me wrong, and I know you won't listen to this, so I'm not afraid to say it here. You were right, buddy. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he does listen.
Yeah, I think he does.
You know what? We'll test that. Message me if you hear this, buddy. Okay. Now, as someone who's a mid Goku truther, let me explain it in a way our audience can understand, okay?
Yeah, explain it.
End Vegeta and Mid Vegeta, those are your electrician, your doctor, your lawyer. Those are the characters your parents want. Those are the people when you bring a girl home and you're like, "Oh, she's a lawyer." That's mid Vegeta, right?
Okay.
Mid Goku is a Twitch streamer. Mid Goku's an up and coming YouTuber. Mid Goku puts the Amazon wish list in his bio, okay? And right now, it's not hitting, okay? And you're like, why are you even trying? Why are you doing this? All it takes is one viral hit, okay? And soon, Mid Goku's gonna explode higher than all those puny doctors and lawyers that are the backbone of our society. No. The real top dogs are the ones playing Fortnite. It's Ninja. It's Pokimane. When you think of pillars of our society, I don't think of a neurosurgeon. I think of Amaranth. And Goku's Amaranth. Okay? So before you go judging base mid Goku and his 6 Blastox and his awesome ultimate and his sensational B1s, look into yourself. Are you gonna be a boring mid Vegeta, a boring end Vegeta, or are you gonna be a base mid Goku? Based mid Goku.
Yeah.
That's all.
You mean the B1s he doesn't use?
They didn't hit yet.
He doesn't
He
use
didn't
them.
get the clip. He didn't get the clip viral yet. It's gonna hit. Listen, wait
you
till
mean
the stock goes to the moon. It's gonna happen.
you mean the super like character that can use KSA for that isn't an FA that yeah, I don't have. Yeah.
Hey brother, not
I'm
all
still
of us
praying.
have the opportunity to be around an Amaranth, but when you do, you gotta take it.
I mean, you say that, and literally every team has one. So yeah.
I don't have one.
You have 17.
He ain't basement Goku. I'd swap it in a heartbeat. I say that.
I'd also swap that in a heartbeat, Anthony.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Macho here would love 17 over mid Goku right now.
Listen, if I could,
Goku is on a B2 build because he's forced to, because all my other characters have to run melee because they're so needy.
And Krillin has to run a defense blue.
Yeah, well, that's encapsulated because he takes a defense blue, but he has melee yellows. But yeah.
The week he does 200K, I'll be here.
All right, well,
we're gonna be waiting quite a while for that then.
You ready to move on?
Or actually, we might be waiting for the All-Star stuff for that.
True.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, Anthony had his manifesto on mid Goku. We should move on now.
Man, I never thought I'd be hearing about Ninja and Pokemon.
Dude,
Anyway.
he said mid Goku is his Amaranth. That's the one that drew me out.
Yeah, that's the one where like, whoa. Anyway, let's go on.
You'll get it.
We're on to Cold and Resurrected Warriors, and I'm actually was currently on that match right now. I know to start we had, I'm pretty sure, Tao and Tapion, and I'm going to be honest, all I know is that I think Cold lost this match again.
Yes, I can give you some
Really
keynotes
close,
if you want.
and it was because it was all I know is that it was just really close, and it was basically someone versus Tien, and Tien won.
Yeah, this was probably the hypest match of the week. This was a really, really cool match.
This was dope as fuck, dude. In the chat, join the voice chat, join Discord. It was fucking lit, dude.
Yeah, so essentially what has been very interesting for Cold is that Frieza's been like bringing these matches back out of nowhere, because this is the second time in a row that X-Matt wanted to bring Jace behind the back of the barn and pop a cap in him.
Yeah.
Because Jace is just done nothing 2 weeks in a row now.
He's been selling the bag so bad, dude. Oh my goodness. He's just it's not looking good for the guy.
Yeah,
18 though.
Yeah, this is a really cool match. 18, 18's always such an interesting character because if she spams her Destructo disc, which is her infinitely worse B2, she will probably likely only do about 40 or less than that. But if she spams Infinity Bullet over and over again, you could see weeks like that, like this week. When she is going with that Infinity Bullet, she's pretty unstoppable, especially with how fast her passive key charges.
Hey, 18. I got a cell-shaped spot for you on my team.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to be allowed her and 17 on the same team. Sorry, bro.
What's so bad about that? I want the siblings. I want all of them. Give me Super 18.
You want the siblings, but will people allow you to have that much power?
Take Cell. Take him. He's yours. To the highest bidder.
Oh man, I wish. I would have. I wouldn't even bid for him. I'd just take him.
Also highlights. Majub is very good still. Tapion, you're looking a little sus, buddy. That price tag might not be worth it. I don't know.
I mean, he also did start, which is unusual.
That's true, but your reputation precedes you, bro, and it's not looking good. Tao, you're better than your cyborg brother. I'll say that for now.
Yeah, he carried me one season of Budokai. That's why they raised his price so high. Murktau is because he was averaging about 60K on a build I had him on Budokai.
I remember that season. That season was wacky, man.
It was a little strange.
Murktau, was that the Garlic Jr. was crazy season? Man.
I think it was too.
No, the Garlic Jr. was crazy season was 2020.
Yeah, I think that was
where there was no FA. Where there was no FAs.
Oh. They blur together, bro. It's the top ranked characters season to season are always so funny to see. Anyway, I like both these teams, and they're both really good teams. Like, they're both going to be in the playoffs. They're both going to probably, well, I don't know if they'll face off, but they're going to be hard to beat. That's all I'll say. So, yeah, you guys ready to go on to the other match that's next? I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen.
I just want to point out real quick, since I talked a little on Cold. For RW, they've been a sneaky good team this season. I think a lot of people counted them out trading N Vegeta, but N Vegeta's kind of been a little worthless on my team. And Tien finished the match. He did solid, and he had a solid average before closing it out this week. Majub and 18 have probably been the best they've ever have been on RW, and you can definitely see the effect Majub has on certain teams. So it's really interesting seeing how far this RW team is going, because like I said, I had to pay the Zenny. Everyone's like, they AD definitely got way better on this, and RW got the bad part of the loan. But now we're both 5-3. It's an even playing field, and it's going to be interesting to see each other in playoffs.
I know this might tick some people off if they watch, but I do think that RW technically got the better one of the deal. Well, in theory, you got the better you got one of the better characters. RW got the better package. While you got base and Vegeta, they also got Yajirobe, but they got Tien and Yamcha.
Yeah.
Who have been both working
and they got
for them.
Zenny.
Yeah, and that package has been working for them too.
Yeah, they're an exciting team. Yeah, but with that, I think I'm ready to move on.
I'm definitely ready to move on, and that will be moving on to Namek and Muscle match.
This was also a great match. Forgot about this one.
This was also still kind of close, actually.
Oh yeah, it was a great match.
But what was it at the start? Pycon was doing his thing, taking out not taking out King Cold, but doing a lot of damage. Trunks coming in, who honestly was blasting the lineup, was just switched around by AI. But honestly, no wait, was it Trunks or was it Broly?
It was Broly. Trunks came in later.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they looked
Oh, they look nearly identical because Broly's form is based off Trunks's.
But what is it? Yeah, Broly came in. He tried. Definitely did. I just don't think he. I don't think, and pretty sure remember that he did that much.
He did his like, I'm powering up and I'm insane, but I use a trap shooter and it's a waste. That kind of weak for Broly.
Broly's been straight up awful this season.
Yeah.
I think his average is like 23,000 or something.
Oh no, yeah, he's definitely at least the worst character of Muscle right now, currently.
25,000.
But you know, someone who is kind of on and off this season because of the new form, but definitely showed up this week. Trunks.
Talk about him.
It's the first time he showed up.
God.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. But I think this is also the first time that he's been on not something Trunks usually runs. Because normal Trunks usually runs either attack or super. This Trunks ran tank. And yeah, he decided to super his way to everything. Winning a honestly really decisive beam struggle versus Nuova with burning attack versus
Big ball.
there was another I think it was literally burning attack versus burning attack.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what Nuo's is called. It's like a big ball.
Oh no, I know it's burning something. I just can't remember the second name. Yeah, someone can correct me on that. But
Broken burning attack. That's what it used to be.
But yeah, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I wasn't completely done. But yeah, Trunks kind of came back. Well, Namek did win. Trunks and 13 definitely brought it close. And my God, yeah, 13 scary character, and I'm honestly don't know why they don't use key control on him, but honestly I don't think they care. And I think 13 would have won them the match if it wasn't for the fact of just one of his SS Deadly Bombers in big form got blocked, not even because he aimed it wrong or anything, not because the enemy blocked it or anything, just the ground. Because it tracks a little bit, so it just went straight into the ground.
It was a little wonky.
Because honestly, I think the first time he's missed an SS Deadly Bomber in big form.
I can 100% believe that.
But anyway, I'm going to give it to the two of you, because I feel like I am... Oh, yeah, and Late Piccolo ended the match. Actually, no, I think either Late Piccolo or King Piccolo did, but either way, a Piccolo ended the match. There you go. Go ahead, YouTube.
Macho, you want to take Namek? I'll take Muscle, because I got some.
I got some stuff for both, so it's up to you.
All right, awesome. Two things for Muscle. Android 13, and more specifically, Hey Ryan Let's Play. I'm calling you out, brother. Okay? 1v1 our team. Super 17 versus 13. Let's get crazy. Okay?
Super 17.
Can't really 1v1.
Let's really see who's the top dog.
They both run Savior.
No. Let's see who's the top dog. And two, I have an unhealthy fascination with Big Trunks. Okay, it's one of my bros. When TOP comes back, best believe Big Trunks, you're mine.
And I hope I get on your team.
I love his broken melee that doesn't work. I love his big burning attack. Everything about his inexperienced power up. It's all my favorite. Yeah, that's all I got about that. These two teams have been kind of struggling lately, so hopefully they figure it out. It seems Namek has. They looked really good this match. So yeah, that's all I got to say about them. Sorry, go ahead, Macho.
That's all good. So this was a really interesting match for a lot of reasons. One, as you were saying, Imperfect Trunks. For some reason, he was on they tested like key builds before. He kept spammed on the defense build, and it's really good for him because I think I've said this before, and it's obviously been around. Like essentially, what's wrong with this form of Trunks is he has a broken melee, and not like it's super good, but its hit stun is he's so slow. He doesn't have his enemy hit stun enough for when he attacks for certain moves, so they can actually attack him before he attacks them again. So he straight up has broken melee, which is just a weird thing about the game. But anyway, it's still a great match from him. Another exciting thing was we got a late Piccolo versus Android 13 match, which is versus like two of the scariest characters in the league. Like if I was probably to think off the top of my head, those are the scariest characters in the league. And seeing them match up together was pretty fun. Android 13 bringing it ahead, and since the changes, Android 13 is looking pretty baller this season, so it's not surprising there. But one final thing before I leave it, King Piccolo was actually MVP for Namek. I wouldn't be surprised if King Piccolo had about like 70 or 80,000. It was definitely King Piccolo time this match, as he so much says.
He did hit a lot of ults.
Shout out PyCon too. Great pickup for them. Just solid guy.
Yeah, great starter. It's good that starters are rare in this league. Like I have a solid starter every week. It's a good thing to have.
Especially when you have to bench that starter too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah, I know Destiny's excited about this one.
Oh yes, I am, because this one we have Cinema versus the Sentai squad, and you know what? I'm just gonna get it out of the fucking way. I am super happy because I am proving everyone fucking wrong. Let's go, chat it.
Chat it.
That is.
You guys are looking like Saiyans every day, man. Soon Gogeta's gonna be out of there.
That was a shout out to Buzz in particular, who is a Raditz hater. Chaditz is
That wasn't even a thing against Buzz. He has his own gripes versus Raditz, which is completely fine. But in all actual seriousness, starting this match, we put up Gogeta with Aura Change versus Saiya Woman, who had a Power Rage boost, and I'm honestly pretty sure she did not have that Power Rage boost. She would have lost because, my God, did Gogeta won a clash after he got her down to like what, a bar?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
And yeah, he got taken out of the most disrespectful way possible. Got clashed into a wall and just died facing the ground. He couldn't even get up. He couldn't even get up because Bird didn't want him to fight like a man. But then comes in my boy. We boosted KSA on him because we were like, you know what? Sure, man. He already has it on his. He had it on his normal build, but we wanted to see EL on him. By the way, first time this season we're using EL.
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for joining the club.
Yeah, everyone tells me it's a broken fucking Patara, but we had our reasons.
It makes bad characters good, and good characters great.
Yeah, it makes spam characters really good. But no,
if you count defense, essentially what Eternal Life does is it gives you a +3 defense to your character, which is never a bad thing. Most of the time.
I guess, but Raditz only had the EL, but he was apparently really tanky because he went through almost all of Birder tagged at like 1 bar of health. He came in versus Jiren, and as you all know, as Jiren's special, Jiren comes in. The moment he comes in, he ults. But honestly, that was probably like the worst thing for Sentai to do because went into Ruined Earth. And guess who can't do his loops on Ruined Earth?
Jiren, the guy with 2 thumbs.
Yep.
Bald one. I know this.
And honestly, it was probably a really good move on our part to put Raditz on EL because with it, he basically healed up almost a full entire bar against Jiren after taking that ultimate. And then Raditz tagged, Turles came in, Jiren did another ult for 2 bars of Turles, but Turles doing what I thought was completely impossible for him to do, because normally he's been that iffy character for us recently. But taking out Jiren, doing a lot to Saiyaman actually, before tagging in 8 form, bringing in Fasha with literally like 30k health to do across 3 characters, so not even really cleanup week, just 30k health to do. But I think for once, Fasha really struggled. Really struggled to do the health bar, but at least she tagged. Turles comes in and basically ends off the match. Anyway, I'm done talking for my little rant.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it to you two now. I wanted to see what you guys have to say about this.
I just got 2 things. Shout out Say a Woman, Better Videl. We all know. If you already know. And Raditz, keep that thing on him. Stays packing that present. He's gonna throw it at you every time. I swear he threw about 20 of them this match, because he was Santa Claus out there. He was giving them away.
He didn't really throw a lot of presents. He was mostly he's a top class warrior.
I don't know, bro. I couldn't tell, because every time I thought he was Hercule, to be honest. I saw at least 2 presents, and in my mind that's like 8.
Well, one of them was a max power mode combo. But let's just say a lot of them, they have head trauma.
That's I don't want to get too crazy into it, so I'll let Macho. Honestly, he's the real analyst here.
Analyst.
Analyst. He's the smart boy, okay? I talk about Twitch streamers. He's really tapped into this, so let it rip, Macho.
Well, I'll take that unwarranted praise. But this was like, so to give you some context for Sentai, so Birder and Jiren in the same week terrifies the crap out of me, because if you look at ED's tests, about 50% of them is me getting my ass kicked no matter what character I send against Birder and Jiren. I never was able to beat them.
But at least I'm going to inject a little bit. I think that was most teams.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like those characters are so scary, and it's props to Cinema, especially when you got unlucky with the Gogeta, who's been kind of your star this season, with the whole clashes.
You still did 40k, by the way.
Well, yeah, I know, but he, usually you'd want him to do like 50 or more, because that's how good he's been. But anyway, but yeah, great performances out of Raditz. Turles is melee. I didn't think his melee hurt that much, but apparently it does, because holy hell, he didn't even fire that many P2s. He was just smacking them.
Yeah.
This is the build Kaiju put on him. We're not taking it off.
Yeah, it's working. So really impressive week against one of the scarier 4-mans that I would consider in the league, because those are some scary characters on Sentai, which is, it's good to see Sentai. It's good to say Sentai has scary characters. It's nice to have that kind of parity, because you can look at like most teams in the league nowadays. Like there were back in the old league, Sentai was Ginyu Force, and Derp wasn't nearly as good as it is now. There was definitely some other teams that were below average. You could say, oh man, I really want those teams to win, but man, they are in a rough spot. Now you could just say, man, it's competitive. I think every team can have a chance, which is, it's really fun to see in a league like this. It gives everyone a chance to go for it all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a good match from Cinema.
So what am I making people actually have to consider the fact that Raditz is on my lineup?
Hey man, I respect the triple Saiyan. I respect it a lot. I want all Saiyans on your team. I want you to be Saiyans again, but just name Cinema.
Well, I'm definitely going to say probably after this season, a certain man with the halo is not going away.
He's a Saiyan.
Gogeta.
He is technically a pure blood Saiyan, yes, but that would mean we also have to get rid of Garlic Jr., which honestly I'd be pretty fine with after this season. And Janemba, which there's been talks about, but I'm not. I want to see more performances out of him, right? Before I get my piece. But really, this was a really good match. I really am thankful for the win by several characters, because I've been getting my ass kicked in 3-man losses, in basically 3-man wins from other teams, a lot this season. With my only
You've been
hope
having
being
a tough
Gogeta.
schedule, honestly. You had a tough schedule.
I've been having a tough schedule for like 3 years, bro. But anyway. Anyway, all jokes aside, now we get to moving on
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
sounds good.
to our match here with honestly 2 of the scariest teams this season. Jesus Christ. We have Blue Saga versus Royals. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much of this match because all I remember was literally everyone was fighting each other, and I could not tell who was winning at some points.
Very swingy.
Boo Saga destroyed this match.
Yeah, I do want to say,
Yeah, I know they destroyed, but still.
people don't like front runners. They don't like the Patriots. They don't like, the Chiefs. I'm a Browns fan, so I'm trash. I know my place. But I love me some Boo Saga. I love watching Vegito piece somebody up with his combo. I love Kid Buu getting active, Planet Burst. I just like it. I like them dominating. It feels good. And you know what? It's not because Royals just destroyed us last week that I'm feeling particularly good about this match. But I will say, seeing Maj and Vegeta get neutralized does put a smile on my face. And Fat Happy knows that we're friends and it's okay. Yeah, this match was actually super fun. I don't know. I think some people might think it's boring. I actually like it. It was a lot of big explosions. A lot of fun characters too. Like Royals and Boo, they just have fun, just fun characters. A lot of villains, a lot of evil people. I think it's saying something about myself. But
yeah, and also considering like half your team could be made up of people who were evil at one point or are evil still.
They're misunderstood, okay? Now, Macho, can you give me the high-level breakdown of why these teams are truly below androids in terms of scariness, but pretty dominating, all things considered?
I'll give you Boo Saga was always a scary team. Just like if you look at their characters and dig down, you see their base stats, they're always scary. But Boo Saga this season, the reason why I'm pretty high on Boo Saga is because they kind of just have it figured out. Look at any team, right? Any team right now. There's probably a character you can pull out of any team and say, oh, that guy's bench, that makes it a bit easier for me, right? Or that guy's in, that's better, right? Can't. Boo Saga, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're all amazing. Majin Buu has been their highest damage character, which is usually the guy. No, it's every single character is terrifying, and it's impressive. It's to figure that all out and to be as good as they are. It's no small feat. So congrats, Boo Saga. And for Royals, ladies and gentlemen, if you followed the league for a long time, this is the first time we've seen Deborah in and be a solid character for Royals, which is hilarious.
Deborah is real. He's real.
Yeah. So essentially, it was a running meme for a long time. Deborah was great in off-season testing, incredible. He was a stud.
And preseason.
And preseason, and then in main season was terrible. He flopped, put Vidal over him. Absolute trash.
But disgusting.
They did win the season. They put Vidal in over him, but not because of Vidal.
Yeah, that was Royals in general, they look really solid. Majin Vegeta has a really great supporting cast with him, and I think like if you look at a character's kit wise, you look at Majin Vegeta, he's that guy. Royals just have an insane amount of burst damage with him alone, and then they have a lot of different variety with their builds. Royals has always been a scary team. Yeah, to say they're definitely in the upper echelon of teams you don't want to face. Looking at my team, we lost to both of them. So yeah, they're a rough team to go against, and would be it's gonna be interesting how they progress the rest of the season.
I'll say at least a little bit on the match itself. I think a little bit of what helped through Saga for this match is for this week they literally do not have a character that is stopped by Power Body.
Yeah.
So, and guess what Majin Vegeta's like half of his kit is? Stopping people with Power Body.
PB and J.
Yeah, and then the 13,000 Big Bang attack too. That's the other half.
That helps a little bit. You know?
But you know, that it's their FA. It's technically the wrong form in their picture, but you know, let's like 'cause it looks cool. I guess with that, shall we get to moving on?
Yes, I can't. This is my favorite match coming up.
Oh yeah, I wonder why. But we have Grand Tour and Hybrids, and you know what? Because it's one of your favorite matches, I'm just gonna let you start.
To the Grand Tour. I'll do a cover if you guys ask.
I am trying. We are trying not to get copyrighted.
Don't worry. I'll remix it a little bit. You know, add more Jiro.
You know how Toei is.
You know, Hybrids, my divisional rival, but they have the Scuttlebug. Love them. That's big Goldo. Eyes on both sides of his head. He can see all threats. And I know my tag says androids, but my second team is GT. God, I love me some GT. Big Baby, SSJ4 Vegeta, the Turtle Hermit, and listen, let me tell you about Jiro. If Super 17's the Crown Prince, Jiro's the Kingpin. Okay? This guy, he popped off this week. Don't let the damage numbers fool you. Don't be a stat head. Watch the match, okay? Jiro, I-beam, grab, okay? Now, what did Future Gohan do? He killed him, admittedly, you know? But that's just how it is when you're Jiro and you get nerfed every season. That's not his fault. He's good, okay? Listen, if that was Health Grab Jiro, oh, please. Hybrids, you stand no chance. But it wasn't. And you know what? That's fine. GT still won. You know, shout out to them. This was actually a highly entertaining match, and if I were you, I'd go watch it because it was very fun and nail-biting. Now, that is my color commentary out of the way. My biases have been set. I will allow the rest of you to proceed.
It's very kind of you.
With actual intellectual conversation.
No, that was pretty intellectual, man. Jiro's the boy.
Yes, sir.
I'll hit you with this though, and I think GT's well aware of this. For a solid 30 seconds to a minute, Jiro did look like the man. But what happened to him? What happened to your boy is that because he has the worst base key charge, well, second worst behind Android 19, but you know, second worst base key charge in the game. He did his thing, and then he couldn't do anything else. He was stuck. Because he's not built to do like a crazy amount of melee damage. His kit's not built to do that either. So he needs to live and die with the key he has with him, and he just had no key left. He was out of steam, and Future Gohan was able to pick him apart after that. But you know, when Jiro's working, it's funny. It's fun to see. But yeah. But anyway, going back to the match. Super close and super competitive. There wasn't really a character you can draw up that like really failed either team. They all performed pretty good. It was just a fun match. For the teams as a whole, Hybrids is always a scary team. They have characters with incredible base stats and incredible B1s. Did you know that every character on Hybrids has a max power B1? I know that. Isn't that crazy?
Even gold, though, that's hilarious.
even Gold though, he's got his
Even Gold.
dance. So every character on Hybrids has that, and it's they're a strong team for it.
Oh.
You know, always a threat, no matter who's on the field. And when it comes to GT, probably the best season we're seeing out of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Sometimes he's sort of inconsistent. He's looking like a Vegeta, which is definitely a great standard to hit. Roshi's performing well. Baby Vegeta has been doing Baby Vegeta things, but that's always been happening. GT is right now tied for the division lead with me, and I wanted them to lose this match. So yeah, I'm scared of GT. I'll see him week. I think it's 13. But, yeah.
I just want to say, I'm watching the last like 2 minutes of this match. Goldo versus Roshi is true. It's cinema. And then Baby fighting Goldo afterwards is like someone plugged in the controller, bro, because it is going nuts. Goldo's dodging everything. Baby's hitting oh my god, dude. I'm fanboying right now on the cast watching this match.
Yeah, I was fanboying super hard when the match is going on. Join the Discord if you want to hear that.
Yes, just rewatch the match. Rewatch this last match. It's truly goated. Like, I can't. I love this.
Destiny, you got any thoughts about this match?
I wanted to say it's funny how I picked the literally perfect for Roshi Goldo at the end because I gave it to Anthony because I did not watch this match. I kind of fell asleep after
You're
I watched
doing a
my own
disservice, Destiny. It's cinema, bro. Go back.
Cinema like the team.
Yes.
It's called I needed to pass out from having to do these slides, bro.
Have you seen Oppenheimer? This is better than Oppenheimer, dude. I'm literally rewinding it to watch Roshi put him in the Mafuba. Oh my god.
I'll watch later. Also, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the Mafia, but it's just the electric thing.
In my brain, he put him in the jar and he put the cork in. That was...
Yeah. All right. Shall we get moving on?
Yes. We're running long.
Actually, we're not. We're just over an hour.
We're not?
We're just over an hour.
Let's
Just more
go.
spice.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have the tier list, and as you can see there, a certain somebody has hit elite twice in a row.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
And no, you cannot call me that these are the same tier list if you look at every other fucking tier.
See big Super 17 up top.
Oh,
Showing dominance.
I guess you could say every same tier except for the fact of Jace is at the bottom twice in a row.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jason's
yeah.
brutal.
Yeah, that's rough. See you later, buddy.
But no, yeah, like you can see the difference from last week to this week for people like Super Trunks and fucking, you know.
We finally replaced Frieza Soldier with an actual image of Jiren. That's awesome.
Oh, it's been like this for a few weeks. 21's the same thing with General Blood.
It's Anthony's triumphant return. He's got to be.
Shout out to you, Fiora. If you made it this far, bro, thank you for doing this.
Actually, also shout out to Snuffy for helping with it.
And always Snuffy, doing all the art, holding it down, always.
Yeah, shout out to both you guys. I'm not sure if I had mentioned this in the Caps cast, but a little piece of history about the tier list, which is near and dear to my heart. I actually was the first one who made up the tier list.
Yup.
Way back in 2020. I did it, and then I just got busy. And Fiora was more than willing to hold up the mantle, and he's done a great job.
Been it alive.
Yeah, so it's nice to still see it. Too. It's nice to still see it. Fiora does a good job.
I got really confused for a second because I saw King Piccolo, Pycon, and early Piccolo, and I thought, when did 3 Namek members 70 to 95k? And I was like, oh wait, that's early Piccolo. He's on Budokai, yeah, and they're not dropping him. So.
You ready to get into the best part?
Yeah, predict.
Yeah, and probably the longest part of the cast is.
Yeah,
Let's predict.
I did update the gifts, by the way.
Loving the gifts, Destiny. Who would
And,
win?
That is
Joker,
for
for sure.
that is for them to decide, because this is a banned character versus a character that is technically not banned, but probably not going to be seen for a long while.
Who we got first?
We got Muscle versus GT, and I need to pull something up real quick, because I'm completely forgetting the benches. Other than I know Muscle is bringing back in Bojack, and GT is bringing back in. I don't know, just for the just.
I don't even need to know. Jerozen, GT's winning. Too easy.
Actually, we need to think about that.
My
Let's see.
heart is connected to them. I know.
Alright, Alright. I think that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's going to be benched because he hasn't been benched since week 3. Actually, no, wait, no, it's the divisional. They're probably going to bench someone like Roshi. And Muscle, I honestly think they're just going to bench Broly again. Or not again, but just bench him. I do also want to add that this past week was the last week that Bojack needed to be benched, so he's going to be in the entire season. Or the entire rest of the season.
Bojack.
Honestly,
Good show.
I don't know who to give it to. Because, honestly, if Muscle bench the weakest link, they can honestly keep Trunks on the current build he's on. It proved to have worked. And GT, it's kind of the same thing. Like, they have strong characters. I think their weakest right now is Sin, but like we know that he can be a strong character. He's been not really in the best of matchups. But I'm probably going to have to go GT on this one. So.
Who you got, Macho?
Oh, you want me to go first? Oh yeah, you already went.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know. You gotta declare your man crush.
My answer was pretty quick. It was GT. Automatic.
Yeah, you gotta declare your man crush and all that. Yada yada.
Yeah.
This is my divisional. Good old West Kai is having the divisionals this week. Before going into the Muscle versus GT, I will say Muscle with their benches have done a very great job of benching their star players thus far, and yeah, they positioned themselves well. So it'd be interesting to see how they progress the rest of the season. If I were to look at Muscle or GT at a given week, Muscle always scares the crap out of me, so I'd take Muscle. But GT has actually found some consistency with their squad. Interesting that GT last year went like 0-7, and then they brought it back to 8-7 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
And so both these teams they're pretty well known for their feats, but I'd probably go with GT just for now. I think they're the stronger team at the moment.
Alright, so that's actually a 3-0 for GT. Next, we have Androids versus Namek. And before you say anything, Nail is coming back in, 17 is coming back in. Anthony, does your team have any information that you want to divulge to us?
So what I want to do personally, bench Super 17. I think that's consensus across the team. I want to give Cell back that EL just for the week, just to see how it feels. I don't know. Let's test it out. I don't know. Just to see. Malachi came in talking about demonic bargain. I couldn't trust him, so we had to kick him out. He's a little too crazy.
The Church of Demonic Bargain. Mao spread him a good word.
He came in crazy. So yeah, think it's Super 17 bench, and obviously I'm gonna pick myself because I think Cell's getting back on EL, and we're gonna get a new Cell.
All right, well, you're not gonna like me for this, Anthony. I think it's Namek winning, especially when you say Super 17, who has been your character that's been consistent. Out, yeah, Namek has a lot of freedom with their benches at the moment with their strong pieces. So I'd probably see Namek, especially since they've been on a
They,
hot streak lately.
yeah, like Namek could bench late Piccolo. They could bench King. They could bench Nuova, which honestly Nuova would have had a good week if it wasn't for that beam clash. So
Yeah, they're pretty flexible with their benches right now. So with no knowledge, if you were gonna tell me before Super 17 bench, I'd probably say maybe androids, but I think Namek takes it with the newfound knowledge.
it's a. I do have to also agree on that one. It is just kind of hard. Like, obviously, you have to bench him at some point. It's just it always is kind of hard when you're benching your most consistent character, your rock. You know.
I eat pickles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That doesn't scare me. I can't wait to be here next week, giggling at victory.
Oh, you can be here with next map then, because what is it? For we have 2-1, at least inside Namek. For the next match, we have Cinema and Boo Saga. Janemba's coming back in for Cinema, and for Boo Saga, it is Majin Buu. And I'm just going. Actually, we have our builds already.
Oh.
Because, yeah, we thought of this literally like the day of and just waited a little bit from it with ourselves. But we are benching Gogeta. We are starting Fasha, who is our second strongest character, at least before last week. And we are boosting again, because we think if we don't boost, this is a matchup that is going to be a lot harder. And because of how this season works now, we can boost the same boost on the same character twice in a row. So we are boosting Kabito Secret Arts on Raditz again. So and the lineup will be Fasha, Raditz, Janemba, Turles, in that order. It could always be skewed because of AI, but that's at least the order we're going with.
And you're picking yourself?
Actually, last week I picked Sentai and I won, so. But no.
Okay.
But no, honestly, while I do want to pick myself in all actuality, it's like, it's exactly like what Macho said earlier during the discussion during the Boo Saga match. Like, they bench someone, you still have 4 other people you gotta deal with that do not make it easy.
Yeah.
Because when I was talking with Snuffy, I'm pretty sure I brought this up. I don't think I brought this up. Actually no, I brought it up for their starter, not their bench. But I'm thinking that either their starter will be Kid Buu or Buhan. So that's kind of thought process I went. So anyway, YouTube, go ahead. Whichever one wants to go first. I'm going Buu Saga.
All right. Well, now I have way less fun saying this. It's Boo Saga. You know, they're the Patriots. You know, they're like that. They're built different this year. What can I say? Vegito is Tom Brady.
He's not doing very much. He's like the most tame out of Boo Saga, which is an interesting sentence.
Yeah, Kid Boo's Gronk. That's let you know how I think about the pets. Gronk is Kid Boo, and Tom Brady is Vegito. Make it that what you will.
Make that what you will. All right. Well, I actually have a different take on this. You'd think I'd go stick with my guns to go Bujin. So I think Cinema is starting to find some pieces, and this is probably an upset right here. I think because hear me out. Cinema has only 3 wins, but Cinema has quality wins. Their wins against RW, Androids, and most recently Sentai, which was a very strong Sentai lineup. All very strong lineups, all scary teams. Like Cinema has some quality wins under their belt, and even though you say Gogeta's out, I still think you have a lot of damage to keep up with Saga, which is what you need to do. You need to keep up with her damage and to be able to have a shot. I think Cinema actually can pull this out. So I'll be the weird one. I'll go to Cinema.
So you wanted to be wrong this week on every match you chose. Interesting play. I'm kidding.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He chose GT first. He can't be wrong on every match he's done.
Yeah, it's true. You don't want GT to be the loser this week, do you?
Listen, I miss sometimes too. Okay, I get them all right.
But honestly, I like the I like that approach. But my main little thing this week was Janemba is currently, I think, our weakest character after this week because of just how not great he's been performing, and one of his greatest assets, which is his transformation, is really not that big of a factor versus Saga. So
yeah, I can definitely see it's tough. It's tough, but I'm willing to go the under.
no, but I do think it will be close, maybe, or it will just be a stomp in either direction. Who knows? But yeah, that's Boost Saga for 2-1. Next, we have our final divisional of the week, E and Derp, with Mid Goku coming back in for Edie, and that's Babidi. I keep forgetting because it says the lone and the free. It says the lone and whoever with it. So Babidi and Mid Goku coming back in. Do you want to indulge us if you have anything? Because I know it's still a little early week.
It's just me talking to myself on builds most of the time. So yeah, I got it all in. It's gonna be non-bench and everyone kind of running the standard. You got the Krillin, you got Mid Vegeta, and then you got the gruesome twosome in the back, the potential geezers of Mid Goku and N Vegeta.
The geezers.
The geezers.
Any thoughts of who you are thinking is going to be benched for this week?
I think if they were feeling an interesting way, it'd probably be Herc. But honestly, you can't really tell because the Hercule bench always kind of looms over your head because it's like, are they going to bench? He's such a great character on paper, but he's having a rough season. It's either him or Ginyu. I think that much is clear because Salza and Dodoria have both been solid, and they're probably going to be in. And Babidi's coming back, and so I think it's definitely hit between Hercule and Ginyu. But I think no matter who it is, so I think on paper, I feel like my team should win, but Derp has killed us ever since I've been ED coach. Like they've had my number, so I actually think I'm going Derp because they just got me, man. I don't know what to do. That's I guess that's another interesting take from me with these predictions. But yeah, Derp historically just beats me. So I wonder what your guys' opinion on the match is.
Well, yeah, Anthony, you can go first.
Well, Macho, I was gonna be the guy to pick Derp. So you know what? No. This is Mid Goku's season, and he's gonna pop this week. He's gonna pop. This is the one. This is the week where he does all of. I'm sorry, Derp. It had to be you. He's gonna sweep Derp, all of them. He's gonna hit 4 spirit bombs. He's gonna hit a Gimme Your Energy, and it's gonna do 30k. And that's my Anthony stamp of approval.
Stamp of approval, baby.
So, Macho, take that W, but know that I made it happen.
Well, I will say I do think that that you will. I think that you will win. I don't know if it will be decisive or not yet. Honestly, it's still hard to come by. But it's just because even with Mid Goku not doing, as much and stuff, he still has a good kit and all. And he obviously comes in with Savior. If he wants to use something, which I know at least he does, at least one thing he hits with that does hurt. And the rest of your characters are really solid. I know Vegeta isn't really doing the best either. It's just, if Derp doesn't bench Hercule here, I think they'll be in really deep trouble. Because Hercule just has not been performing. Well, yes, he has the threat. The threat has not been visible this year.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how I'm proven right on Derp winning, but I think it's going to happen because, I look at the roster and Krillin and Mid Vegeta. I'm not sure how they keep up with Krillin starting because Derp has never really had a great starter from them. They've been transitioning through many throughout the season because they don't really have that guy. So I wonder who they would bring out to try to keep up with Krillin. It's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be a fun divisional.
That's a 2-1, thanks to enthusiastic vote by Anthony. Next we have Kaiju and Hybrids. Hybrids bring back in the monster known as Gohan, one of I think their only all-star character, and Kaiju bringing in Scouter Vegeta, which is normally their weakest character this season at least. I'll start. I think because Hybrids, I swear I lose benching things so many times. Hybrids still has not benched Future Gohan, but I want to let everyone know King Gohan is in the rest of the season. You know how much of a character he is. So I think Kaiju will bench Future, while Hybrids will bench Future, while Kaiju actually has a decent stat spread or decent bench spread, except for Scouter, which is they have 3 characters that still need 2 more benches, and they have 1 character, which is Scouter, that has used all 3. But I think they're going to bench Slug, because I think they're just going to give Bardock as many weeks as he can to carry them. Try to get them far into the Kai so they feel safe before they start benching him. So.
Bardock's, he's on his LeBron 2018 finals run. He's carrying. So I'm going to give it to Kaiju. Feel like they just can't be stopped right now.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think this comes down to a factor, and it's not Kaiju. I think so. You see how Teen has all of his benches. If Hybrids decide to go the nuclear route and say, "Oh, we want all of our Ultimate Gohan benches too," I think it's definitely Kaiju. Because I think Bardock won't really have a great answer to be stopped, especially since Hybrids are kind of low on starters when Ultimate Gohan's out, at least, because they have a lot of Savior and B2 users after that. But if Ultimate Gohan is in, I think Ultimate Gohan is an incredible answer to Bardock. So I think Kaiju would still keep in Bardock just to see how far he could take him, but Teen Gohan coming back in and Ultimate Gohan being a great answer to Bardock and his tyranny, I think Hybrids will take it.
So we have 2-1 going to Kaiju, which is fine. Makes sense. Honestly, a lot of these matches could just go 50-50.
Yeah, a lot of them could.
Next, we have this is always a funny one to talk about. We have Sentai versus Cold. The Cold employees versus the employers, as some people would say. Even though this year, Cold has some of their employees, so.
Yeah, and Sentai only has 2 employees left. Cold fired them all.
They're changing their image.
No, I think a certain bald man on their team fired them all forcefully.
Yeah.
So for Sentai, we have Raccoon coming back in, which I'm gonna give you a second to think about because he actually has not been a bad character. And with Cold, we have Zarbon back in.
Two interesting ones. I think. I guess I'll start it off. The coach of Cold knows that we were actually talking to each other extensively about this match, and we came to the agreement. When Berter and Jiren are in at the same time for Sentai, it is terrifying, and I'm glad we had that consensus. But Cold's got stuff cooking. They're aware of the Jace issue, and they're going to address it. So honestly, I think XMAT does find the answer. He's definitely trying some different things. I think Cold takes it.
Alright.
As much as I wouldn't want this to happen because he's in my division, unfortunately, I know XMAT.
That's unfortunate, actually. The only two characters with 2 benches on Cold that need to be done is both Cooler and.
Oh, never mind. Wait a minute.
They could always try to go for the 3rd bench on either Tao or Jace, but with what you said about them with Jace, I don't think they're going to do that this week.
Oh, I remember.
I
remember how I said. Remember how I talked extensively with XMAT? I know who they're benching. I gotta switch my vote.
And for Sentai. For Sentai, I think they said they're boosting this week, but it's not going to be what we think, I guess. But I mean, these are all just from outside things. We talked to them and stuff, but I think for their bench is actually going to be Seiya Man, because him and Berter are the only 2 that need 2 benches, and they have not been benched since the first 2 weeks. So yeah.
Yeah,
I still got Cold.
Yeah, I won't divulge who it is because
Obviously.
it was more private, but knowing who is being benched will switch my vote to Sentai.
Yes.
I completely forgot.
I mean, just looking at the benches in general, for me, I'm going to have to go Sentai, because 100% Frieza has basically been what most people thought he really should have been, which is a powerhouse. And if he's benched and Jace doesn't perform again, it's really going to be hard for them to counteract the Berter Jiren combo, especially when Seiya Woman isn't doing bad and Raccoon isn't doing bad for once. And it's not on Cold's home map either, so Raccoon isn't nerfed.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, Anthony.
I said Cold.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry, I can't. It's hard to hear sometimes.
Oh, it's all right. Cold Kingdom. I do not want them to, but they will win. Unfortunately.
Well, I guess from that sudden vote change, it is now 2-1 in Sentai's favor. Actually, even though I don't want him to win. My Kai is already really low in the numbers, anyways. So make it a bit more exciting.
Though, XMAT. My heart says Cold.
Your heart says Cold, but logic says Sentai.
Yeah.
Next we have Royals and Budokai. Royals bringing back in Vegeta with, honestly, their 2 quote-unquote best characters being the ones that need benched, which is Majin, Vegeta, and Deborah. And Budokai, do I even need to say anything? Early Goku's coming back in. And right now we have 2 characters on Budokai that are already confirmed, which are Adult Gohan and Early Piccolo. So it's either N Goku or it's Supreme Kai. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be N Goku because N Goku hasn't had a fucking bench yet. So I'm going to go with Budokai. End of story.
Gonna go with Budokai. I wonder how Royals would approach this week, but they probably might go the standard with Macho and Vegeta, but I never count out Royals. Royals are such a bursty team. They still are, even though they have a 4-4 record, they're actually ranked 3rd in the league for average done. So very scary team. I'll probably go Budokai, but it's definitely one of the closer ones in my view.
Alright.
Don't let me down, Havoc. I'm giving you props. Budokai, you're gonna stomp Royals. Don't let me down. Early Piccolo, you're the truth. If you fail me this week, if you fail me, I will slander you forever. There's no coming back.
Man, failing you 1 week over like what entire season of goodness is.
I'm a harsh critic.
Fine. Oh, I wonder. I just wanted to say Early Goku is their other All-Star, by the way. So.
Alright.
So it's not a bad character coming back. Really good character.
Yeah.
Finally, we have wow, a lot of R's in the last 2 matches. We have Rugrats and RW with. For Rugrats, we have Cell Jr. coming back in, and RW we have Yamcha coming back in with the 2 characters on RW needing 2 benches is Yen and Android 18. I'm pretty sure they're going to bench Tiang since he hasn't been benched since 1.
Well, he hasn't been benched in general because he was an FA. The FA traded him, so yeah, he's been benched yet, technically.
I mean, technically he has been benched 1, but yes. Because Tapion was benched the first week, yeah, that whole shenanigan. And for Rugrats, the only 2 characters on their squad that have been benched for only 1 week is Kid Trunks and Aurelia, but they've also been more recent, or technically more recent benches. Because technically the person on their team with the longest outing of not having a bench right now is, well, one of those technically, but it's been Kid Goku since week 4. But I think it's going to be either Kid Trunks or Aurelia, which Aurelia is kind of fine going on the bench since she's not really been performing this season. So that, I think, they'll make go Aurelia. And I'm going to give it to RW because RW has been phenomenal this season, even with only one of their like major players bench.
All right. Tosh is my guy. I'm gonna give him the courtesy vote and say, Rugrats, your time is now this week. It's not my guaranteed seal mid Goku doing 200K, but I'm gonna give you some energy there for you, Tosh.
Give me your energy.
I'm gonna give as much as I can.
So it's 1-1, finishing out the week. It's hard to go either way. I'd say it's probably from consistency. It'd probably be RW, but I think Rugrats are continually working on their characters to try to find something, and I think they might crack a little bit. Find some gold, some gold in the river. I think Rugrats take it.
All right. Well, we have 2-1 to Rugrats. We got some firm believers. Yes. And with that, we have come to the end of the Capsule Cast. Obviously, there's power rankings, but I'm pretty sure at this point most people have kind of seen them. I think for these predictions take like 20 to 30 minutes. So And with that, we've come to the end of the Capsule, and we want to thank you all for watching. Comment down below for improvements to the better the cast. There are some things that we have done that people have asked, which we might do again. For if anyone else wants to do these slides, maybe. Check out the links to the Discord, the website, the Twitter, and our TikTok in the description below. And with that, I have been your host, Destiny, with my co-host, Anthony,
Here.
and our special guest, Macho.
It's been a fun cast. Thanks for having me.
And with that, we will be seeing you for Capsulecast 2023-9. Bye-bye.
Bye.